Back in a Monday morning, let's start the week with a royal roundup. Here is Patricia Treble. Patricia, good morning. And we're going to start with this photo we were just talking about that Meghan posted for International Women's Day. A never-before-seen photo of Princess Lilibet on Instagram. It's causing some controversy. Tell us what we know.
I'm going to say I was just like you. I thought it was an adorable picture, being hugged by your dad. And then I thought, oh, in a boat. And I'm from a cottaging sort of family, and so I immediately went, ooh, there's no life jacket. But guys, we don't know the context to the photo, and I'm just going to take it for what it is. It's just a beautiful shot of 3-year-old daughter. I can't believe she's 3, and father. That's what it is.
And the fact that we even got a photo, as you know, they do not share photos of their children.
They do not.
No, so I personally loved it. So I'm glad you're feeling that way. Okay, so it was just a week that Meghan's lifestyle show hit Netflix.
Yep.
Everybody was talking about it. Very mixed reactions, but it's been renewed for season 2.
Yep. It's coming back in the fall, season 2. Now, they've already filmed it. They filmed it back to back with season 1. Streamers do this now a lot. It's for this sort of show, especially because you get to have the same crew, you get to have continuity, and it's financially, it makes sense. So the downside is, of course, what the critics are pointing out about the first season, is that going to follow through for the second season? We're also going to be able to see a lot of products because she's been rolling out her As Ever line. I'm hoping not as many edible flowers because there were a lot of edible flowers in that first season. I'm not a frou-frou girl. I don't like frou-frou on my food, so a little less would be good. But this fall.
All right, but coming back for season 2.
Yep.
That's confirmed. All right, since the debut of the show, there's been a lot of questions surrounding Meghan's last name. I know we talked a bit about this, touched on it last week. Is it Markle? Is it Sussex? Can you unpack for us the name change and just how royal last names, how they work?
Can I just say Royal Esoterica is like my bread and butter, so I'm just thrilled with this. So, royals and titled Brits often use the titles as an informal surname. So, Prince George is technically His Royal Highness Prince George of Wales. His parents are the Prince and Princess of Wales. When he goes to school, that's a mouthful. He's called George Wales. His sister is Charlotte Wales. They often use that. So using Meghan Sussex, as Drew Barrymore did on her show, absolutely falls in that tradition. It is an informal system, but California doesn't do titles, so they all have last names, formal last names. Archie and Lilibet, Mountbatten Windsor is the legal last name.
Okay. Actually, that makes a lot of sense to me. I was confused, too. So meantime, the royal family is due at a Commonwealth Day service at Westminster Abbey today.
Yep.
Of course, tensions with the U.S. remain high. Are we expecting King Charles to say anything? Because we saw him wearing Canadian medals and...
Exactly. So he's going to talk about, very generally, it's the entire Commonwealth being celebrated, unity in uncertain times. And I mean, no specific reference to Canada and our problems, but it's on everyone's mind. It is really top of mind. And yeah, you were talking about the medals. So last week he was wearing his Royal Navy uniform, and people commented the fact that he had his Canadian medals on the ribbons on his chest.
Right.
And people were like, oh, that was a sweet gesture. He always wears them. He has rows of ribbons. He always wears his Canadian medals. He always wears his Canadian honors, to the point that even the official UK portrait of the King that's in every government building has the Canadian medal on it.
Oh, yeah, I should have known that.
Okay,
I didn't know that.
So this is why I'm here.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. Thank you.
This is why we have her drop by.
That's why we love you.
Yeah. One of many reasons. Yeah. Okay, after being invited last week for a second state visit by the King, there are reports we're getting that Donald Trump he's upset at Charles?
Yeah. So he was thrilled, right? This is an unprecedented second state visit that's coming up and stuff like that. He apparently was unhappy that President Zelensky met with the King at Sandringham, and said it made his upcoming state visit less special. Now, I'm going to say this is going to be a long haul for everyone. King is going to meet with lots of heads of state. He's going to meet with lots of leaders. I think the diplomats are just going to have to keep plugging away at this. So we will get through.
Okay, before we let you go, is King Charles doing a podcast that involves his favorite musicians?
Podcast. The King has a podcast like everyone else.
Cool. He's cool.
Apple Music. It's free for the next few days. It's called The King's Music Room. which I like. And the king has an amazing, he loves music. He's an incredibly eclectic range of tastes. So they've got everything, and he's talking about it. So he's talking about...
Yeah, we want to know what's on his playlist.
Bob Marley.
Okay.
So, and he talks about meeting Bob Marley and how impressed he was. Wow. He has Beyonce. He has Ray. He has, I love it, Kylie Minogue's, and it's the Locomotion song that he picks, and he goes, it's so energetic. You have to dance. It's infectious. You have to dance to it.
Okay.
I could totally see him dancing. He's also a good dancer.
Okay, we want to see the king. We've seen him dance in the past.
True.
Right? Yes, I want to see him do the Locomotion.
I would think that would be pretty good.
And I think it is now official with the king. Everybody has a podcast.
Everyone has a podcast.
It's true, yeah.
I think he wanted to get in it because the queen has hers. It's her book club. It's called the Queen's Reading Room.
Right.
So
that's
she had one. He's got to have one.
That's true.
Very good. All right, Patricia Treble, thank you as always. Good to see you this morning.
You're welcome.